Hello and welcome to Apostolic Children's Ministry Podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to Apostolic Children's Ministry Podcast. We are recording this on New Year's Day.
Yes.
It is January 1, 2026, and this is just going to be a short podcast to kick off the new year.
Yep.
And we didn't want to miss a deadline, although we kind of did. This morning we were supposed to release it, and we are going to be putting this out on Friday instead of Thursday, maybe even Saturday. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll figure it out. I want to say thank you again to Brother Dylan Mallet for editing all these things. And last time, I have to say, it was a bit of a doozy editing that with all the trivia and all the stuff and all the cut. we had a few of those, so brother, we apologize.
But we appreciate it.
We do appreciate it. And we hope that you guys enjoyed those holiday-specific kind of one-off podcasts and the video that we put on Apostolic Kids and Apostolic Children's Ministry with the song trivia and the Christmas trivia
and all that.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun.
It definitely was.
But I haven't got much feedback from you guys, so I'd love to hear from you. Is that something that you enjoyed, that you would want to see again? Maybe it's an annual thing. We just do it at the end of the year each year. But we're not necessarily going to go through all the segments that we normally do. We're just going to kind of talk about last Sunday. We already talked about last year. So I think we're just going to look to the future this time. Okay. Just look ahead and talk about what's coming in the new year. And it's going to be a short but sweet, this one.
I like it.
So before we do, I want to encourage everybody, if you are looking for good podcasts, Apostolic Podcasts, go to Apostolic Podcast Network. And there are all kinds of great apostolic podcasts for children's ministry and others. ApostolicSundaySchool.com/APN or Linktree/Apostolic Podcast Network. And there's one I really want to push today. And I mentioned it before, but it's the ARC.
Ooh, yes.
The Apostolic Radio for Kids podcast that is put out by the WPF Kids Children's Committee. And we're just excited about everything that is happening and that is going to happen. So I think we should just get on with it. What do you think?
I think we should.
Let's do it.
Well, boy, I think it's time for a dad joke.
And New Year, New You. That's what I hear.
I have not heard that.
Well, I've seen that a
myself.
time or two, and I think it is appropriate, my dear, that this year you need to have a new outlook on the appreciation of the dad joke. That's right. This little book that you bought me.
I've been appreciating them a little bit more. I've been laughing.
Okay.
So to change that, I would go back to the stink face.
Ooh, okay. Let's not go to that. All right. So should I open it at random or try to find a good one?
Oh, I don't care. Surprise me.
Random it is. So I'm going to open up this joke book that you bought me, and we're going to see what the first one is and see if we can get a smile. Here we go.
Wait. Give me a second.
I said that one last time.
Okay, I'm ready.
I would like to thank Sidewalks Everywhere for keeping my kids off the street. Hey, it worked. You're not on the street right now. Of course, you're not on a sidewalk either.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. One more for the road, huh? Here we go.
Okay.
For the road, for the street. All right. What do you call a lonely cheese? Provolone. Provolone. Come on. This is not a good start to the year. You need to start off with a change of heart and a little bit of a smile on your face and approach the year with joy. So let's do a quick recap of last week. We have some bloopers and victories, but we haven't necessarily categorized them. We're just going to discuss our week that has happened. And my week was very different from yours.
Oh, yes. It was very eventful, though.
Because you were at Sunday school.
I was.
And I was not. So let's talk about your Sunday first. So what did you have going on in the last Sunday of 2025? What did you guys do?
So we are in like a kind of a transition right now where we're done with the Faith Labs curriculum, and we didn't want to start the Operation Faith yet. So
So we're starting Operation Faith on the 11th.
yes. So,
and on the 4th, we're doing like a New
Construction.
Year resolution.
Our theme right now is construction, and we're kind of going to do that between every single, like in the whatever time period we have where we're not in a specific segment. So the kids kind of know when they see the construction theme.
We're in between things.
Yes, we're going to something else.
That's a good idea. So just kind of give a rough timeline. We've been working on the Faith Lab of the curriculum, which is book 3. And we just finished that out early December, maybe end of November.
Yes.
And that's when kind of our holiday specific stuff happens. We have our Thanksgiving Sunday. We have our true meaning of Christmas,
Yes.
keeping Jesus first in the holidays, and then a birthday party for Jesus. And then, of course, the New Year one. And so we didn't want to start Operation Faith somewhere in the middle of that. We figured it just makes sense to give a clean break to start off in January. So that's why we have kind of these slush weeks, a couple weeks where you guys, I let each class decide one Sunday that you guys were going to pick the topic that is most needed by your age group and talk about it. And I think it was really cool that you guys tore down the Faith Lab and haven't really started on Operation Faith. I mean, you've ordered some stuff and got it going, but you did that construction for the in-between.
So
I thought it was pretty cool.
Right now what it is it's just literally just like supposed to look like boarded up, and then there's paint splatters all over the wall.
It's great. It's
There's
cardboard.
a big sign that's hanging that says caution under construction. So it's just kind of...
Which is a cool theme on its own.
Yes.
Like construction's a really cool theme.
And so it's also a very easy theme. We just basically pull down all the like very specific decorations. And there's even still like the writing we have on the walls, but we're just like...
I think it's cool.
Postering over it. So it's definitely an easy transition theme.
So what topic did you talk about? So this last week, like I said, they could pick any topic. So what did you guys land on?
We did kind of just, I think it was us and the boys class both did a recap of the lessons just we've learned over the year. And so that was
they taught 51 lessons on week 52.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
And then the girls class had a really cool theme. They did basically what happens after. So they learned, so the week before they learned Christmas. And so Sister Leia said she wanted to tell the girls about, like, it doesn't just stop here. There's still more. And so she talks about then, like, basically what happens after Christmas, that God didn't stop caring just because he was born. There was things that happened on the earth after he was born. So I don't know exactly how that class went, but in super class, it was a lot of fun. And we still pull in the main characters from Faith Labs, which is like the doctor and the goofy assistant. So we still pull them in every once in a while. But basically, the intro was really funny. It was basically Bree coming in saying she's come up with this great idea about how to maximize her time in the new year. So she goes through all of the major holidays and celebrates them all in like 30 seconds. Because now she has 11 days that she can be productive.
Come on now.
And not have to worry about all these holidays. So then basically somebody...
That sounds quite terrible to me, actually.
It does.
Pretty rotten.
So then somebody bursts in and is
Although
like...
I've met people that are that...
Yeah.
That
time efficient.
Not just time efficient, but they're not the funnest people to be around. You know, they're a little bit of the grumpy...
Yes.
You know, the sort of people that just aren't fun to hang with.
And she celebrated everything she could think of, from her birthday to
Bah,
Valentine's
it's Christmas.
Day
Valentine's,
to Christmas,
bleh.
everything. So then somebody bursts in and is like, whoa, no. We're talking just about the new year. And basically we're just looking back on what we've done this year. We're not worried about whatever's going on for the future, because we'll take care of the new year when it's New Year's. Right now we're still in 2025. So then it just kind of goes throughout it until we get to a part that was really fun, where I would have been like the goofy assistant the entire time. So I had this trifold board, and I picked I think it was 5 or 6 stories that are very main stories, like David and Goliath, Samuel, Noah, Abraham, creation. And I put them in a bunch of words that were related to them, like 2 of each animal, 5 smooth stones, Goliath, whatever, just a bunch of words all over. And I just drew random arrows to everything. And so then I was talking about how I was trying to show the kids what I had learned this year. And it doesn't make sense, because it was Noah who was a young boy, and he heard the voice of God, and then he had to sacrifice his son. It was obviously very confused. So then we get to the kids, and I'm like, wait, I think I'm a little confused. And so basically we had the kids tell us the real stories and be like, okay, what does David have to do with? And then they helped us connect all the words.
That's
So
cool.
that was a fun way to kind of get them to tell us the stories, where we were giving them some information, but we weren't like putting it together for them. They still had to piece all the pieces together for themselves.
Very cool. And so every class you may have taught their own topic. And so for the boys' youth class, we have it all scheduled out. I had myself on fairly light duty because I didn't know, what the future held. And luckily I did, because the future held turmoil.
Ooh.
Because on December 27th, our little boy was born. My wife was expecting on January 8th was her actual due date. And December 27th, surprise, here he came.
Here.
Ready or not, here he came. And so the last week has been a whirlwind, which is why this is a little bit late.
Yes.
Which is why I'm running on not much sleep, but compared to my wife, I have got abundant sleep, so I can't say much. So it's been a whirlwind. So little Nolan Lee Booker, he was 6 pounds, 9 ounces, 19 inches long, and he is as cute as all get out. But it definitely will put put the brakes on a little bit on any plans that you thought you had. And so we're wading through all of that. But somehow, Tristan, in all of that, in Christmas, somehow with New Year's, somehow with the baby on the way, and somehow with our other team also experiencing a lot of world-changing stuff in their families, we have just published the 7th book of the curriculum, and it is officially available on Amazon.
So that's year
it's
2,
officially
quarter
available
2?
on axcurriculum.com. What?
That's year 2, quarter 2?
Year 2, quarter 2, or we call it B, as in boy, 2. So all the books of the first year are A. So A, 1, 2, 3, 4. Year 2 is B, 1, 2, 3, 4, and C, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're on B2.
Got it.
And we just finished it, just published it. And I was up last night till about 2 a.m., but I got it done on the 1st. It's supposed to come out on January 1st.
Happy New Year's to you.
And boom, I got it out on the deadline. I say I. No. Our team got it out on the deadline. There was a lot of grinding at the end. And it's a funny thing. I really pushed hard because I knew last year at Christmas was a really tough time getting this curriculum out. I remember it being kind of it wasn't good pressure to have, because you have the holidays, you want to spend time with family and stuff. But I also knew we have to get this out on the 1st, and it takes many, many hours to do it.
Yeah.
And so I didn't want that to be a repeat of last year. So we had a self-imposed deadline of December 15th. We want to be completely done, 100% done with the book. You know how life is.
Yes.
We got a lot done, like way more than we had before. But at December 15th, it was not even close to being done. Mm-hmm. And then it trickled on, and then the baby showed up, and the brakes got put on. But when you're in the hospital, you have some time on your hands. So we got some done. And then over the last couple of days, with a baby in one arm and tapping on the other, I've got my part done. And then, of course, the others of the group, who are just incredible, incredible, incredible people. If you are part of the curriculum writing team, you are my hero. Thank you for all of your hard work for making this happen. And so another 159-page book was published.
Nice.
So it's our 7th one of 15, which are total. And we also have written the holiday pack for year 2. It's I think it's totally written. I think I need to go through and make sure that everybody's turned all theirs in, but I think it's all maybe but one. And we just got to lay it out and get that out. But that's not really on a deadline.
Is that book 8?
That would be book 8.
Ooh, nice.
Yep. So we're going to get that done over the next month or so. And then we have January, the end of March, we have the next book coming out. But this one that we just published is one of our favorites. When we were discussing it, we all flew to Dallas, and we were meeting, coming up with different themes and ideas. And I don't remember who sparked it, and I know how these things evolve with talking and ideas, but it's called The Outcasts.
Ooh, I've heard a lot about this.
And it's about what other people see as trash to God as treasure. Mm-hmm. And the whole theme sounds bizarre. You decorate your Sunday school in junkyard theme.
Ooh.
Tires and tarps and just kind of beat up. But every one of those things has meaning, and in the right hands, the trash can become treasure. And that's exactly what happens to God. And what we do in those 13 weeks is go through outcasts of the Bible, people that others gave up on, like John Mark. Paul said, get rid of this kid. He's driving me nuts. And Barnabas said, no, I'll take him. And so he became something great for God. Onesimus, he was a slave that ran away. And God used him to do something incredible. And he ended up going back to Philemon, his master, and saying, listen, I'm sorry. Do you forgive me? And of course he did. And he became something great for God. And there's 13 of these stories picked out, like Nebuchadnezzar. Wow. The king, the proud king, could do anything he wanted. And by the end of the story, or mostly the end of the story, he's on his hands and knees eating grass like a cow because God brought him down. And at that point, if you saw that man, you'd think that man is worthless. Yeah. But God saw something in him. And the end of the story is much better than that part, how God was able to restore. And just all of these stories of restoration and the outcasts. And the whole point is the kids, you may feel like, you may have been told that you're worthless, that you're nothing, that God can't use you, that nobody wants you, that you're not, nobody cares about you. But in God's hands, you're very valuable and you can become something incredible.
That's so cool. I really like that.
I love this thing. I can't wait till we teach it until we actually are able to put it into play. But man, we're still 3 books away. Like we're wrapping up Faith Lab. We still have Operation Faith, then Kingdom Quest, and then this one.
Yes,
so
we have a lot to.
That's at least, that's 9 solid months.
It's probably going to end up being a full year.
Probably. And that's the way it should be, though, because we take our time. If we have a Sunday that we don't have Sunday school like we have on a month that has 5 Sundays in it, on that 5th Sunday, we have what's called a family day at our church. And it's just totally different format. There is no Sunday school. And so rather than just canceling that Sunday, rather than scrapping the lesson that would have landed, we just bump it to the next week.
Yeah, same with Holy Ghost rallies every other month.
Just stuff. Yeah. Just stuff. Holidays. When you have a holiday, 4th of July is coming up, we teach out of the holiday pack. We teach the 4th of July and just bump the lesson we should have taught.
I think that's why the curriculum is so cool, because it's not date specific at all.
Yeah.
Anything can be taught on literally any Sunday.
Yep. And like we've said before, the quarters can be taught in any order. We do recommend teaching all the A's before you go to the B and all the B's before you go to the C. And the reason is because the first book out of the year is very heavy doctrine. I mean, it's oneness of God and holiness and all the stuff that makes us apostolics. Yeah. So if you taught A1, B1, C1, you would just get the same topics taught in totally different ways, but you'd get nothing but that. Yeah. And so that's why we recommend doing all 4 quarters before moving to the next.
Yeah. And then isn't each year like a theme, like
not really.
Oh, okay.
No. We
thought
about,
I know had everything, a lot of it had to do with faith.
Yes. And so that kind of just happened. That wasn't intentional. Building blocks of faith, superheroes of the faith, Faith Lab, Operation Faith. Yeah. It became intentional by the 3rd quarter. Okay. We're hey, let's put faith in the title, but it really doesn't tie in. Okay. The names do, but other than that, there's really not a overarching theme. And we had considered it, but it's one of those. What benefit do you get, really? Yeah. You kind of lose the continuity once you break themes anyway. So, we'd love to hear your feedback, though. Yeah. If you think that would be helpful or beneficial. Once we're done with this entire project, we're going to take a retrospective view of the whole thing and say, all right, it's written. How can we make it better?
Oh, that's so cool.
Even if we got to rewrite whole books, there might be. This is how I'm seeing it in my brain because they evolve, right? Book 1, I don't remember numbers, but it's roughly around maybe 130 pages long. Okay. Book 2 was 135. Book 3, book 4, and everyone has grown by 5 to 10 pages. Yeah. We're at 160 pages now. And the reason is because we're including new stuff. Yeah. Stuff that we think is really cool. We have worksheets now for every single lesson. We have baptism certificates and student of the week certificates. All these things that we have added since, and lots of graphics, many visuals. That at quarter 1, we were just trying to figure it all out. Yeah. And I think it's a quality book, but
it can be better.
Compared to book 7, it's looking a little faded, a little long in the tooth. And so I have a feeling we're going to go back and just beef up the first few quarters until it all kind of has a similar feel across, and we'll probably implement other changes that I haven't even considered yet. So
Yeah, that's so cool.
love to hear from y'all. So yeah, between the curriculum, between the baby, and between the holidays, it's been a whirlwind, but it's been a good time, and we're looking forward to next year already.
Yep.
We're almost done with this podcast.
Yes.
We told you it's going to be short and sweet, but we're going to just kind of go through a few things that we're looking forward to in the coming year, 2026. Some things for our local church, some things for the WPF Children's Ministry as a whole, and just kind of follow rabbit trails where we find them. But one thing that we're looking forward to is a vacation Bible school.
Yes.
Not curriculum. I don't even know what it's called. What packet? I don't know.
Yeah.
Program that we are writing with the WPF. We already have a few people that are on that committee, and they're going to be brainstorming and coming up with that. Hopefully by spring-ish, March, April, we'd love to have something kind of dialed in, because the people that we're working with have already done this. Like they've written it for their local church already. So it's not like we're starting at ground zero. They just need to get together and pick one and say, this is the one that we're going to create for the Apostolics of the WPF for this year. And maybe if they could pull up a couple of them, that's great, but there's zero pressure to do that. It's going to be complete with songs and everything else. By the way, if you hear any banging and noises, there's people up above us. We're in the studio, and we are recording, and family is all around us, so who knows what you're going to hear. So that's going to be exciting. We're going to have the WPF podcast for teachers coming out. So this is not replacing this. It's just another resource. And I'm excited about that because Brother Gabe Baker is going to be the main host. Ooh. He has his own great podcast. If you haven't heard it, get him backstage. But it's going to be kind of passed around between some people like Brother Bradshaw, myself, Brother Ashley, Brother Baker, Brother Stender, and we'll each be recording a session for it. Cool. But Brother Baker is going to be the one that's kind of, he's making it happen. He's going to be the one. Okay. We've already recorded 3 or 4 of them.
Oh, nice.
So Brother Baker does everything ahead of time. So if he can't record like us, we didn't release this on Thursday morning because we didn't have one in the queue. Well, he has them recorded. Like he has 4 or 5 of them in the tank. But it's kind of part of that, and I've thought about doing stuff like that. But ours is very specific on what happens Sunday. Yeah. So it's kind of a little bit harder to do that. But anyway, so he'll be ramrodding that. So we'll have the WPF Kids one. We'll have the WPF Teacher podcast, plus all the other ones that we already have going. The website will keep you updated on all that, WPFkids.org. And us training. Let's talk about the training.
Yes.
So this year,
exciting.
Once again, we're having the Children's Ministry Training Conference. We just call it CMC 2026. Yes. That's going to be coming up at our church in Rialto, Inland Lighthouse Church, on April 24th and 25th. It's a Friday and Saturday, plus the Sunday this time. And we're not sure exactly what all we're going to be able to pull together, but basically it's going to be the same format with the Friday sessions, the Friday night children's service, the training all day Saturday. But this time we're going to stay in the main sanctuary for Sunday morning with all of the props still up. And we're going to have a children's service on Sunday morning as well. Hopefully with those that are able to stay over from the conference.
Yes,
again,
definitely.
Taking part of that, at least the speakers, and making it happen. Very similar. And we already had this plan before that happened at the Union City, Tennessee.
Yeah, that was really cool. Just having like so many people involved in it.
It's funny because we already had this dialed in.
Yeah.
When Brother Oswald said, "Hey, can you guys stay over for Sunday morning and do another kids service?" And so we did, and it was just kind of a confirmation. Hey, this is a really good fit. Yeah. There was 32 people that got the Holy Ghost at that Union City, Tennessee.
That was so cool.
Yeah, it's just incredible. And so we're excited about that. So again, it's April 24th, 25th, and 26th now, Friday through Sunday here in Rialto. And it'll start probably noon on Friday and be over on Sunday when service is over.
Nice.
The other training one that we have dialed in for sure.
It's October.
Yep. And it's of course back at Union City, and it's October 23rd and 24th. Probably into the 25th, I would imagine. Yes. But I don't want to put words in Brother Oswald's mouth. But 23rd and 24th for sure. very similar to what we had last year.
That's fun.
There may be one up in Sacramento
Oh, I heard
too,
about. Yes, I heard about this.
but we don't have a completely dialed in date. We were looking at July. I can't remember what we had said. Tentative. It was tentative on July 24th and 25th, but we just don't know yet.
It's the week after peak.
That's the week after peak. And so there's still some things to wade through there. But the idea is that we're trying to get these in more than just Rialto, more than just Union City, and just spread them out where people don't have to fly, where they don't have to spend a lot of money in hotel and flights, that they can just hopefully drive to the location, spend one night, Friday night at the location, maybe Saturday, and then they can come and bring it back home. So I would love for everybody in the country that wants to be able to drive to a conference within 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
Without having to fly. So that'd be
cool
exciting.
to have one in each region, like the.
You know what? The
There's 6
regions are so flexible to me that it's just like wherever there's a hot spot, we want to jump on it. So if you're in the middle of, maybe a cluster of churches that are very involved in children's ministry and there's nothing around you,
Let us know.
reach out to us. info@apostolicsundaySchool.com, pbooker@inlandlighthouse.com. That's our email addresses. Send us your location and we want it to happen.
Yes.
And the last one at Union City was self-supporting. Like it paid for itself. Of course, the church there blessed us and helped with that.
Yeah.
But we would love to make it where it doesn't cost anybody except for the attendees. The attendees come and they support it with registration and with the food. But it doesn't cost that church that's hosting it anything. In fact, all the speakers, all of the WPF committee guys that went there didn't get paid a dime. They said, we don't want it. We want to come and just make this happen. Now, we did cover their expenses as much as we could, but as far as the speaking honorariums, we didn't do any of that. None of them would accept it, and I love that about them. It says so much about the quality of men that did that they just wouldn't accept it. I love it.
That's so cool.
Yep, it's a neat deal. So what else we got to look forward to this coming year?
Well,
You already talked about Operation Faith.
oh, well, coming up later this month is the SCC Children's Conference.
It's sneaking up on us already.
It is. I think it's the last Friday of January. I don't know what that date is.
You know what? I can look it up. So that's our SCC conference. There's a group of churches here in Southern California, and they get together and have a conference. It's a Thursday night, Friday night, and the last couple of years we've been doing a kids service on Friday night, and we get more and more people involved in that. That is on the 29th and 30th. So the kids service would be on the 30th, and we usually tie in the theme from that service and roll it into junior camp, which we're doing Mad Scientist at junior camp, and so we'll probably do that. SCC, which means that we would probably run with that on the Children's Ministry Conference also. And why not? It's such a fun theme. Why would
there's
we
so
not?
much you can do with it.
Yeah. And who gets bored of science experiments? If you're bored of science experiments,
You just haven't seen enough.
you're
of
just
them.
boring.
You just haven't.
just cool.
If you get bored of science students, you just haven't seen the right ones.
That's right. You haven't had Bob Lee blow a hole in your ceiling.
Multiple ceilings.
Yes, you can come to your church and blow a hole in your ceiling. That's just have
match.
have carbon. What was it?
It's a
What did he
water
use?
bottle. I don't know. It's a water bottle full of something.
I was going to say like have carbon whatever will travel. But I messed up the joke. But we have a lot going on this year. I'm excited about it.
Lots of fun.
It's going to be a good time in Summit this year. It's going to be in Rosenberg,
I'm so
Texas,
excited.
not in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. And as much as I lament the change,
Yes.
I'll just admit it. I'm going to miss Pigeon Forge a lot. There's a part of my heart that's very sick about not being there, but we're still going to have it. We're still going to have the children's ministry. And I've got some really good contacts with some people that are going to be making the kids area a big focus. And there's going to be some neat things that are going to come out of the move. It's a bummer, but it's going to be, every cloud has some linings on it, has silver linings. So we're excited about that. So, all right. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I think that's it.
Then let's wrap it up with this. We're not experts on this thing.
We don't claim to be experts.
No, we don't. In fact, every Sunday we find out just how not expert we are, but we do love it. We're excited about children's ministry, and we are passionate about it. And if we can help share some information along the way with you, through our mistakes.
All the better
We're
for
happy
it.
to do it. All right. God bless. We'll see you next time.
Bye.